Hello and welcome to all you Pisceans. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for Pisces for July 2016. And I think in general, of course, these are general horoscopes. It's a less stressful month in June because there's way more other energy going on than there was in June. This Grand Cross going on and a lot of mutable energy, and you are a mutable sign, so I think it's going to be I'm practically sure that it's going to be less stressful for the mutable signs. And so let's have a look what is happening for July. There's three major things I want to talk about. Mars, I want to talk about the planets that are transiting through Cancer, which is a fellow water sign, and then the planets in Leo. So let's start with Mars. So Mars goes direct, and that's good. And it's always interesting to have a look at the point that Mars stood still, and what kind of fixed star there is, to know the flavor of that action, because Mars is about action. It's about where are your actions at the moment. It's in your 9th house, by the way, and I'll explain in a minute. But it stopped at 23 degrees of Scorpio, and then it went onwards. And two things here are interesting, because that is on a fixed star named Agena or Agena. I think it's Agena or Agena, I don't know. Agena. And then it also is trining Chiron in your sign. So let's start with the fixed star. I'm going to read what it's all about and then put it into context of the 9th house. Because when I'm going to read it, so what this fixed star is all about, it's going to give you some meaning there. So this fixed star means honor as a speaker or a writer, a great mental and physical power, legal authority. It has the flavor of Venus-Jupiter conjunction, which is friendliness, refinement, morality, health, and honor. And it gives a love of arms, a strong passion, and an energetic nature. So that's the flavor of that fixed star. And that is all in that 9th house. So what I just mentioned is all applicable for 9th house, 9th house issues, not issues, 9th house, I don't find my word, 9th house things. And what is 9th house all about? It's about the things that I mentioned here, speaking. The 9th house is a very mental house, but on an abstract level. So it's thinking, speaking, it's about legal things, it's about publishing, it's about the divine, it's about traveling, foreigners, foreign countries, cultures, different cultures. It's about speaking your mind and having a larger audience to listen to you. That's also the 9th house, actually. So with Mars going direct, that means things are going forward in those areas. So yes, if you have been struggling, for instance, with legal authorities, or been struggling to find a good way to speak your truth, or if you had problems, because Mars went retrograde there, so it means that things were standing a bit still and it was not easy to implement new things. And now it is. With that Mars going direct, all these things will get better. So especially also if you're having lawsuits or things like that, it's a good time here. It shows that things go forwards. And having Mars in the 9th is being very active there. So you could be traveling and being very active, being very wanting to know the culture where you're whilst you're traveling, wanting to spread your thoughts, on whatever level that may be for you. For some it will be writing, for others it will be just speaking. And in Scorpio it's about very deep matters. And there's also, with all of that, there's a healing going on, because this this Mars trines Chiron in your sign. So it's the This is a very positive fixed star, and it's a very positive. So when you have planets in Pisces, let's say around 20 degrees up until the end of Pisces, this is very fortunate for you. This can mean really a change in your belief as well. So it might have been a strengthening of your beliefs. And of course, the ninth house is the house of beliefs, and we all know how important it is to have that belief, because it has a snowball effect on all the other houses. So when you feel stronger in your belief and less insecure, then things go easier, basically. You know, having a lot of people think, oh, having a crisis in a relationship is bad, and it is, of course. Having a crisis with a job is bad, yeah, it is, of course. But having a crisis when it comes to your belief, I think is a very big one, and it is. And here it shows that there might have been one. There might have been one, whilst maybe in June when Mars went retrograde there. But now it's fixed, and you've gone through some pain, and it's a relief and a release. So enough said about that Mars there. Now the other thing that is going on, which is also very nice for you, is a lot of planets in Cancer. So there's a new moon there on the 4th of July. There is Venus there, Sun there, Mercury there, all in your 5th house, which is a very nice house in general. It's your self-expression. It's the way that you enjoy yourself. So it's the way, it's the house of creativity. It's the house of doing things that you like, whatever it is that you like. And it's a house of children as well. So that's really nice to have so much energy there in the 5th house, because it's, and you're already a creative sign. So so this enhances that, this creativity. Although it will bump into Pluto and Uranus. You know, Pluto and Uranus is this is in the cardinal signs, which is not really. You are not a cardinal sign. So people who if you would have cardinal planets in your chart, you would feel that more. But the thing is, it's lively. You know, it makes it lively, that energy over there. And there is also a Venus with a trine with Mars. So Venus making a trine with that Mars in that 9th house. So the 5th house in the 9th house. So if you're traveling, you're probably having a lot of fun. You'll probably have a lot of fun, and maybe some unusual things going on with that square with Uranus and opposition with Pluto. It could also be that a friend is in a kind of a transformation process, and that you're helping a friend out with that Pluto in the 11th. But overall, also very exciting energy there, but not in a way that you cannot handle it. I mean, it's a fellow water sign. Then the planets shift into Leo. So, and that's let's say the middle of the month up until the end of the month. Then you've got planets in like Venus, the Sun, and Mercury all shifting towards your 6th house. And it's also making very beautiful aspects with Uranus and with Saturn. And I made a separate video about that. I made a separate video, I'll put a link below, about the trine of Saturn and Uranus, which is very positive. And now these planets like Venus and the Sun and Mercury are bumping into Saturn and Uranus. So this is nice, because this is freshness and stability. And this is exactly what's happening in your 6th house area. What is 6th house? It's your day-to-day routines, it's your work, it's your administration. I know a lot of Pisceans don't like that. Sorting out your administration is very 6th house kind of thing. To make it more efficient. And but with Venus there, you're maybe gonna love it. And so the 6th house is also your health. It could also be your pets, for instance. So there is a gentle energy going on there. And it's also in Leo. So it could be, especially when you had, for instance, a rough time at work with colleagues or something. These things are smoothing out with Venus there. Or if you just weren't that inspired, or if you felt that you were not recognized, because it's the sign of Leo. After all, you will get more recognition now, because this Venus is in Leo, and Venus in Leo always wants recognition. So whatever it's in your in your chart. So you will get more recognition for whatever it is you're doing, because this Venus trine Saturn, which is stability and which is profound, stable progress, and it's also with Uranus, so it's also very fresh and it's not boring. Let's put it that way. So there is a balance between the work that is not boring, that is new, that is a bit new, but also the work that you've been doing for a long time, for instance, also stays in a way. But as I said, I made a separate video of that if you want to explore a little bit more. So I think it's of course, these are general horoscopes. Don't ever forget that. But it's not a bad month at all for you Pisceans. I wish you a very good month, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.